Welcome back to Willisness, the podcast where we review every Super Nintendo game. Not ones that we choose, ones that we let a randomizer will choose.
Yep.
So,
we also do some movies every now and then.
yeah, so impromptu movies. Or Mark may start reviewing a different game altogether during the middle of this. This week is Season 7, Episode 8, which is the total episode.
78. Asterisks.
Yes. It's like Babe Ruth's home run record, asterisks. This week we drew Eye of the Beholder, which, they always say beauty is in the eye of the beer holder. But this is Eye of the Beholder, and, to be honest, the cover of the damn box is straight up a freaking dude with a bunch of eyes.
It's called a beholder.
Hang on, I dang closed out. Oh, there it is. I was looking at box cutters in a completely different conversation that we were having. So I don't know if you noticed the cover of it, Josh.
Yeah.
It is literally, it looks like it's Avenging Dungeons and Dragons, Eye of the Beholder.
Yep, beholders. Those are one of the top tier monsters that you fight typically in some type of dungeon-esque area.
And it kind of looks almost like a little claymation. Like this looks a straight up marshmallow is what it looks like. But, hey, that's kind of what I want in a Dungeon and Dragon game.
Fun fact, I'll go ahead and tell you one of the fun facts, since I do play Dungeons and Dragons and everything like that.
Each eye of a beholder does a different special attack.
Like one of maybe ice, one fire, one poison, one...
Disintegrate, which just erases you from existence.
So basically, them are bad motherfuckers,
yes,
right there.
They are one of the top tier baddies.
You don't go in there all Leroy Jenkins on one of them.
No, you can.
And just, you might get exactly what you're looking for.
Yeah, you won't win. You won't live.
Okay, so we've got a wild, 8 to 10 odd looking floating creature.
Yep.
And it's a Dungeon and Dragon game.
Yep.
You want me to read the back of the box for you, Josh?
Go for it. Better be something good. Give me your best movie theater voice. Like, preview voice. Like, in a world.
This week, on Eye of the Beholder, you explore an AD&D world like never before. Darkness has engulfed the town of Waterdeep, and legend has it that a criminal conspiracy behind it is hiding in the sewers. The locks and the traps of the twisting labyrinth beneath Waterdeep are too good, and skeletons and kobolds lurk around every corner. Who could be at the heart of this evil? And can anyone survive to find out? In Eye of the Beholder, you take control of the band of 4 adventurers as they seek to unravel mysteries beneath Waterdeep, using an easy-to-use point-and-click, in parentheses, air quotes, as I threw up here, interface in a 3D point of view. You become part of the action as you do battle with mind flayers and mantis warriors who seek to put an end to your mission and purge Waterdeep of evil. Featuring build your own party filled with paladins, rangers, and wizards, awesome 3D graphics, and explosive sound, filled with mind-blowing puzzles and ferocious hand-to-hand combat. Based on the second edition AD&D Legend Series role-playing saga by TSR. Now, I know AD&D is Advanced Dungeons and Dragons. What is TSR, Josh?
I don't know what TSR is. I know.
I guess it's probably the company that owns...
may have owned D&D, because now D&D is owned by Wizards of the Coast.
Okay.
Yeah, I do know that. So this may have been beforehand.
I'm looking around to see if there's any TSR. As a guy that is not into D&D stuff, not that I say it's a different flavor of geek than I am. To be honest, you got to have friends to do it, and I never had friends, so it's kind of tough to. People are like, "Oh my god, it sucks. We can't find a dungeon master." It's like, you got people to fucking hang out with at least. I got an older brother; he don't want shit to do with me. So, Josh,
yeah,
this game was released on
I'm going with an Amiga.
5 different systems. Yep. Amiga is one, correct.
MC-DOS.
MS-DOS, correct.
MS-DOS.
One of them you're not going to get. One of them you're not going to get because I don't know exactly what it is.
Is it the Zebo?
No.
Okay.
The one you're not going to get is the PC-88. I'm guessing that's just a normal personal computer. Yeah. I don't know what a PC-88 is.
Yeah.
So obviously we got the SNES, and then this other one is like totally out of fucking left field.
Atari.
No.
Damn.
If you can get it, I'll be impressed.
So not Atari, probably not Sega, Commodore.
It is a Sega product.
Okay. CD?
Sega CD.
Okay, I was going to say Genesis, but no, I was
yeah, you would think a game that's been on the... I don't know that we had one that is spanned from MS-DOS Amiga up to the Sega CD. The Sega CD one has actual voice acting in it.
Oh, that's cool.
So, well... I watched a few videos and they
wasn't good.
Everybody's gonna beat up on it. I can guarantee you. In 1994, it came out on Sega CD. I bet you it was banging.
It was the shit.
So it came out in '92 on the PC-88, MS-DOS and Amiga in 1991, and it was ported both Sega CD and Super Nintendo in '94. Super Nintendo got it in April. Sega CD got it in May. It is. RPG.
Yeah.
I guess it's point and clicker. That's what I would call it.
It's a very good tabletop sim game.
So it was developed by Westwood Associates.
Okay.
Published by Capcom on Super Nintendo.
Captain Commando.
Sega had like this Pony. Sega did it on Sega, and Pony Canyon did it on PC-88.
Okay.
For whatever that's worth to you. Westwood, that developed it, was known for a few games. They worked on the Lion King game.
Yep.
And it kind of made it seem like these were the people who invented, it could be incorrect, but they had a major, if not the sole role of the Command and Conquer games.
Okay.
Which
I like those.
I think there was a guy when I was in college. He had like this banging ass like computer setup. And he liked to play like, what was it? Was it Red Command? I'm trying to think if it's Command and Conquer. It may have been Command and Conquer. That he just loved playing the game, and so he went and basically entered a contest.
Yeah.
And he just like showed up, and there was like 3 other dudes there, and he's like, "Hey man, can I be on your team?" And they're like, "Yeah," and they fucking ran the gambit and won the fucking contest. And he said, "We won this thing like 6 years ago, and we were in college, and they were still sending him random shit."
Hey,
and it was like, holy, and he was like really good at like Counter-Strike and all that. And I'm like, and you say you're not even good at these games, and you're dominant? I can only imagine when you tell me you're good at like
at a game.
It might have been Red Alert. I feel like it was a Command and Conquer.
I played Red Alert. I've done Command and Conquer. I've done Master and Commanders, which is all like a strategist style game. But if this was like a PvP, shooter style, maybe it was part of the Red Faction series. I can't remember where those started at.
Well, when I was in college, at this point, it was 2001 when I'd met these dudes. So they were been banging since 1996, somewhere in that time frame. But one thing, and I put this in here because this just blows my mind, because I know these are just fucking numbers that are so arbitrary that nobody in my life would know the difference between 1 million and 2 million or 200 million, because it's just an astronomical amount of money.
Yeah.
Westwood and sister company was bought by EA in 1998. 1998 was the year before I graduated.
Wow.
And EA bought them for $122.5 million. I'm like, that is a massive fucking amount. Now, this is like during probably the .com booms and all that anyway.
Yeah,
but like, you say 100.
How much would that be in now monies?
I don't know.
I gotta look it up. You said it was what, 122.5. 122.5.
So we're gonna go 1998 money to 2025.
It is. Holy fuck nuggets, Batman. That is roughly double that amount. $227,066,881.
That is just such a huge amount of money, especially in 1998.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you hear TikTok or what Elon bought X, and it was for. I mean, it's just a fucking
For
number.
billions.
It's just a number,
Yeah.
you know. And it just kind of blows my mind that there was this much money
Floating around
during like
98.
Yes, like we're in 98 is. You know, what, N64, GameCube probably, GameCube years possibly.
98 game? No, I don't think 98 was GameCube, was it?
Well, no, you're probably right. It probably was N64.
It was N64.
And it's just hard to imagine there's this much money flying through the industry just to purchase names, you know?
Yeah.
And it's not like EA's the only one. I'd say this on several of these games. It just blows my freaking mind that EA is shelling out in today's, you know, fucking money, like $500 million or $250 million for a company, you know. But anyways, the
98 was the Game Boy, the first release of the Game Boy. The Game Boy.
I was gonna say, I thought
Color.
Okay. Because I was gonna say you're probably I don't know, man. I'd have to look at my box. I got a Game Boy box. I'd said 88 on the old.
Yeah,
school.
the old one said it was like in the early 90s or late 80s, but Game Boy Color did show up in 98.
All right. I guess just kind of a plot, which, you know, so Westwood worked on some other stuff. Maybe Command and Conquer would be a little bit of a tie-in, but nothing really quite like this.
Yeah.
So the plot is...
Oh, no, Lion King.
Yeah, true.
That's a strategy game. I don't care what anybody says.
The plot is you got this town called Waterdeep. And there's the sewer's blocked by this dude named Xanathar.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you say it, I guess, Xanathar.
Yeah.
And so basically the town wants to hire a group of people to go check the shit out. And so, you know, you take a band of
Misfits.
four people in your clan. Is that what you would call it, in your party? And you can actually pick up more party members, up to 6 in the sewers, or I called all the sewers. In the sewers, the lairs, the dungeons. Yeah, the dungeons. That's it. And that is essentially what you're doing until you can get down all the way to Xanathar and try to defeat him.
Yep.
And that is, you know, the whole time a very, I'm not going to say very Dungeon and Dragon-y feel, because I don't know that. You might say that, but it is basically old school, like Obidus 2.0 feel, going first
Might
person.
Magic.
Yes, we just played Might and Magic. That was last season.
That was last season.
Right? Before we get done with Eye of the Beholder, there was 2 more sequels. I think they were both straight to PC. You had Eye of the Beholder 2, The Legend of the Dark Moon.
Okay.
And Eye of the Beholder 3, Assault on Myth Draenor, or Draenor, Drannor.
Yeah, Myth of Draenor.
So, either way, I'm not playing those games. Not going to pull this up to play an old PC.
Oh, God, that'd be terrible.
So, I guess with all that being said, is there anything that I've left out that you want to put on the build up for this game, Joshua?
No, I think you covered it. I think you got it.
So, you want to hop on into Make It?
Yeah.
Make It and Break It?
Make it and break it.
Well, I got to put in the first thing on to Make It, because we don't get to say this often. She can use the Super Nintendo mouse if you have one. I do not have one. Yep. But, you know.
You could have used the mouse.
And from what I've seen, it actually looked like it operated okay.
Yeah. I would say that.
I wouldn't know that I would not. I don't, for whatever it's worth, I don't have a Super Nintendo mouse. Of all the
You have the Super Scope.
Yeah, but all the stuff I've ended up with, and how many copies of Mario Paint, I've never had them. Like, I've had it growing up. I've had it like a friend had it.
Yeah.
And I used it.
And you borrowed it or
I'm
something.
sure I had one when I was young, but I've never had the SNES mouse pad or the piece of shit controller, which was just an old 90s horrible, or mouse, I say, controller, a mouse. I've not had one of those since I got back from college and started collecting. I did run across a Mario Paint CIB for like $100, and I was like, I don't like Mario Paint. I know a lot of people love it.
No,
and yeah, that little fly swatting game, that's about it for me.
That was it. The fly swat game was the best.
And I can't bring myself to pay $100 for it. Now, we'll go back and look, and it'll probably be $500 one day, and I just bitching about paying $100 for it, you know. So it is just kind of cool that they made essentially a useless peripheral in the Super Nintendo mouse, and at least somebody, this is one of the few games that you can use it in. And to be honest, it's a game that you would want a mouse. I mean, it's like a typical PC game, you know?
Yeah.
And
it's not playing Sim City on a controller. It's just weird and awkward. You don't want to do that.
Yeah, and I guess, you know, I'll put in here too, like while we're on it, is, you know, you can maneuver it with your mouse with 2 buttons. And the controls were pretty, well, the controls I thought was pretty responsive, to be honest. And it's simple. So, I mean, it's simple enough you could use the 2 buttons on your mouse or the buttons on your controller. And I'm going to put into this, after playing some of these other games, is like, why is this game better than the others? Because I feel like Might and Magic, to me, you could tell me that was Dungeons and Dragons and I'd believe you, or you could tell me it's a different brand and I believe you because I'm not into either one of them. But the one thing I know that this one has that the other games don't have is it was published by Capcom, and I bet Capcom probably had a little something to do with the controls being crisp and simplicity of some of these stuff.
That's what I was going to say. It felt like the controls were really good in this, and like, even though I use my emulator, and it could have worked probably with my computer mouse. I didn't use it just because I didn't want to, because I was wanting to try it out with a controller. But yeah, I mean, it still felt pretty good. It still felt really crisp and everything like that.
And I do have in here too, because I kind of jumped ahead there, but in the startup too, you get your little story with it.
Yeah.
You got to have a Dungeons and Dragons game. You got to have a story.
You gotta have
I'm
plot.
surprised there wasn't a bigger plot.
Yeah, you got to have plot.
So, you know, that was okay. And another thing that kind of goes, I've got in here as well, I put, it's more of a Dungeons and Dragons RPG, and I put it in asterisks. I put that in the make it because the D&D players deserve a game too. So it's like, at least, you know, because I mean, how many damn sports games are there? How many action adventures? How many? So hey, you know, we played Might and Magic. I would imagine if you're into D&D, you probably like that game too. So it's like, hey, yeah, give us a different style here, you know.
Yeah.
And in the D&D fashion, even though this is not, we did not have this, the instruction book for this fucking game is 60 pages long.
Sounds about right.
And it looks like a damn, it goes through
like
all the classes and all that. A bit intense for me, but for you D&D,
nope, I would have
you D&D nerds would enjoy the shit out of it.
I would have understood it. I did. I'll go ahead and jump into another part of the make it. I did like the fact that you could form your own party. Mm-hmm. That was really cool. So you could cover all your bases if you wanted to.
I do have in here to go along the lines of that. There's a lot of classes and races to choose from.
Every one of them does something different.
Every one of them, you can customize them, and even to them being lawful and not.
Yep.
And you can name your characters. As always, that's fucking fun.
It's always fun.
And I've got in here, love being able to rename your characters. Yeah. And you know, to me, I guess it's kind of common for D&D, but like, I know you get everything set up and then it rolls for your stats and stuff like that. So that's kind of cool. So it's
unless you do a point buy system, but
yeah, so it's like you can essentially get a little bit of replayability because when your players, If you have, I would imagine that Josh probably has Josh or Chuck Money.
Chuck Money was one of my characters.
One of your characters that you would be a go-to. I bet if you played it again, you'd put Chuck Money and you would have Chuck Money with a different set of stats.
Every time Chuck Money died, he got Chuck Money the second, Chuck Money the third, Chuck Money the fourth.
So
with different stats.
Another thing I put in here too is it goes with the characters and the monsters that you face. There's unique characters. I know you can have half human, half elf. As far as your party members.
Yeah, half orc.
And then when you were going and fighting fucking looks like Ursula as a spider. I don't know what the damn name is, but you had the mantis, the mind flayers. Like, you get some kind of wild looking enemies your face. And that's what I want. If I'm in a fantasy fucking dungeon, yes, give me something like that. Like, I don't know that that's the animal that I wanted to fight, but it checks out. Like, oh, there's a fucking souped up praying mantis.
Yeah, or kobolds, or your notorious for sewers, thieving, the underbelly, and everything like that. The mantis folks, they got rid of them. They got rid of the insectoids in a lot of newer D&D stuff. The spider people turned into followers of Lolth.
Don't ask me the question.
Yeah, I know. They became followers of Lolth, which means they're like dark elves cursed by Lolth, which is a spider god.
But then you would have, of course, skeletons. You had, you would end up running into them little worm-looking dudes and all that centipede-looking things.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it was like, okay, well, that's exactly what I kind of expect. It's kind of like when you play Final Fight. And then you got your character, and you get like 3 or 4 different characters that you're fighting against. Yeah. And then you get a red character instead of the blue one. It's like, come on now.
No.
Or like in the Spider-Man and Captain America game that we played. Was it Avengers? I can't remember. Where it was the Venom game.
No, it was the Avengers. Because you had Vision, who was solid fucking yellow.
So it was just like all the characters really look the same, but you just get a random color thrown in there. The only game that is allowed to do that would be some Power Rangers, in my opinion, because that was essentially what the Power Rangers were.
Yeah, they were colors.
It's just so. I've only got a few more things on the make it here, Josh. I've got in here, coming off pretty fresh from Might and Magic. I said graphically and musically, and I guess all around.
It was better.
It was a little bit better.
It was better
than the other point and click games we played.
Yeah.
It's definitely better than Obidus. It was better than Might and Magic. So whatever, where they fell short, I'm not going to say that this.
I'm not going to say
scored 100 out of 100, and the other one scored a 50. This game scored more than a 50.
I'm going to go ahead and say it. I'm going to probably shit on another community again.
Well, I've got one brewing up in me too, but at least as far as this style game, it wasn't who was the best; it was who lost the least, and it was this. So, if I had to play the only ones I can think of right now is Obidus and Might and Magic, I would rather play this as those games.
Oh yeah.
So wherever they are on our grand ranking, this one is at least one spot above it.
We've played, let's see here, who was it? We played Obidus, Might Magic. We had another point and click-ish style game. Adventure-ish.
Yeah, well, it'll come to us in about 3 weeks. And the last thing I got is, I think one of the reasons that this game was probably better is I felt like this game was more focused on playing to its strength a little bit.
Yeah.
It was more about solving puzzles and exploration than necessarily going and fighting a bunch of people. Now that you had that, but I feel like they weren't hanging their hat on their fighting mechanic. It was more on solving the dungeon. And I think that was probably the better thing to do.
Yeah. Oh, Dragon View.
Dragon View.
I thought it was better than Dragon View. That was episode 1.
No, yeah, Dragon View. You think this is better than Dragon View?
I think it was.
You were out your goddamn mind. I am not on this boat with you. No, Dragon View is like a real RPG.
It is, but I went back and replayed it.
I can't even fucking focus after
I
hearing
can't.
this shit.
I don't like it. The fucking mist monsters piss me off, and I fucking hate it. I downloaded 3 different emulators to see if that game was fun, and it's not.
Well, I'm not. No. No. I ain't got nothing left on the make it, Josh. You're bringing me straight to break it. You got anything left on your heart for this game?
I did like the fact that they follow some of the lore that is entitled to D&D, especially in 2nd edition, because that lore has changed by now. It's changed by a lot, honestly. But yeah, overall, I liked how it was done. I do like the following the lore. I would have loved to have seen the manual. That would really be a big tip in the hat, because it would have probably told you the weaknesses of the monsters and some stuff like that.
Yeah, and I think it was. Yeah, I just know, like, I seen some pages of it, and it was explaining like what rangers are and like their dexterity, and
they're better at
blah.
evading, better at stealth and stuff like that. But one of the things is that
it would have like ranger, and there'd be like a paragraph that big on each class.
Yeah, explaining it to them. Yeah, because I know one of the things is that kobolds immune to fire, so you don't use fire around them, because if you do, you're not going to hurt them whatsoever. And then also they get a bonus for pack tactics, where if there's more than one, they get bonuses to their attacks and stealth and stuff like that. The Beholder, I don't know if it was in edition 2 or not, but one of the eyes was the Cone of Silence, which means no magical abilities can be used while that eye is looking in your direction. But a lot of people wouldn't know that without knowing the creatures that you're going up against.
Right. And I would say that there's probably a lot of people probably just said, "Hey, look at this wild looking creature on the cover of this box." But I do think that that's why I also think it is a good advertising ploy to let them know for Advanced Dungeons and Dragons. But at the same time, if I'm sitting there and my kids at the Save-A-Lot wanting this game, and I look and it says Advanced Dungeons and Dragons, I might be like, "Hey, this might not be the game you think it is."
Oh,
like, you might be thinking you're getting a Mario game. You are not.
Yeah, no, you're getting a challenging game, which is what I liked about it. I did like the fact that it was challenging.
But coming in to break it, I've got it in here, and I think it speaks for itself because of the amount of games that have this. But point and click just doesn't work as smooth on Super Nintendo.
No, on Super Nintendo.
Even the best mouse game, which I don't necessarily, is probably Mario Paint, I guess, the one it was really designed for. Or
maybe SimCity.
Well, the part of it is, it's an old fucking mouse.
Yeah, it's old.
And, like, it is not like the mouse that you use today. No. It wasn't even good back then, to be honest, like compared to a normal mouse.
It was still on like a sort of a grid pattern. It wasn't free floating.
So it's just kind of doomed, you know. Yeah. So you get to use the mouse. It's cool because you feel like you get your money's worth. But you got to have the bar set low for it. I'm going to put this in here just. Okay, well, I guess all my ones are pretty big break-its for me. I feel that this... I gotta say, even though this game flows better and moves better and plays better than the other games that we have played, I still feel like it's just a slow fucking game.
It is.
And I think a lot of that is just because the ADD we get, because all the games nowadays normally start out quick.
Super fast.
And you catch ours, and then it comes into the next thing I got, is I feel a game like this you need to be patient with.
Yeah.
To finally decide that you enjoy playing it. I don't have the patience for this game.
Yeah.
For it. Like, so yes, if I just poured myself 100% into this game, and only played this game for like a month straight, I would probably be all about it.
Yeah.
But I just don't have that type of patience for a game like this.
Yeah.
There's other games that I would. I say it all the time. This isn't necessarily my style game. And I'll tell you why. That's the one I'm saving for the last of why this isn't my style game.
Yeah. See, I knew that this was going to be a slow base game because I do play games like this on a regular occasion. just because to me it is fun. I like taking my time. I like nitpicking. I like the challenge of it because one of the things I always like to tell people, and you know this as well, is I love a get good game. And that's what this is. This is a get good game. There's like a ceiling that you have to break through.
I feel two of the things I've got here that plays hand in hand is there's a lot of options, which can be confusing in any of these games. The SimCity games, any of these point and click games.
There's a lot of information.
If you don't have an instruction manual.
Yeah.
And I don't know that the instruction manual would solve that. But like, I feel like this one wasn't as bad. But like, you get to one of these SimCity games, or I'm trying to think of one of them other games, when you click it and it brings you 76 little icons that maybe in 1992 you knew what the icon looked like, but it just looks like pixelated bukkake to you now. It's tough.
It was like Sim Ant. Sim Ant had way too much information.
Yeah, it's like, man, I'm using like 3 of these things. What am I doing wrong?
Yeah.
Is that like, how does these other buttons make this game more fun?
Yeah.
Because I can't figure it out, you know?
Yeah.
I did have another one in here. It was kind of, you didn't have a map.
You didn't.
For a first-person Super Nintendo game, I kind of feel you needed that. Now, once again, it could have been like Obidus or one of these ones where if you're sitting there playing with your friend or your brother or your sister,
map it out.
And somebody map it out. But in this game, the way it moved, which I did think was quicker than the other games, I felt like you should at least give me a map. At least a little mini map like Obidus did that showed where the exits were.
Yeah.
Well, it did tell you north, east, west, and south. But I don't know. I felt like you were lacking a little on the display there to help navigate.
The HUD was lackluster.
And I've only got one more thing on it, Josh. And this is my big break it.
Okay.
And this is why this game and probably every other game that we play in this style is not going to work. It's still just no matter. And it's a me thing. I look at it. And it's not a fucking Super Nintendo game.
No,
it's a
not.
fucking PC game.
Yeah, it is
It's a PC game, and it just feels weird. It's like trying to write an essay with your left hand if you're right-handed.
Yep.
You can do it, but it doesn't feel right.
Yep.
And that's the way that this game feels to me. It's just like I'm playing a watered-down version of the computer game on a watered-down Super Nintendo.
Yep.
And I can't get past that.
Now,
and the other games that we play that are going to be the same, I'm sure.
It's going to be the same
I think
thing.
there's another one, Dungeon Master, is very similar to this one.
Yeah.
That some people love a little bit more and a little bit less, depending on who you are. It's going to have the same problems. I can almost, I'm sure I can copy and paste the fucking breaks on what I've got on this game, and it'll be the same ones on that game.
Yeah. Yeah, because, I mean, that's even something that we have nowadays, even though PCs and consoles are very similar to each other still, but they are still certain games that are designed for PC that just run so much better on a PC itself.
Right.
And back in that day, I mean, granted, the PC didn't have the best of processing capability, but it was still better than what was a home console. Like
a PC Windows 3.1 would be better than what the Super Nintendo
was
could
able
run.
to, yes. That could run, yeah.
I've got nothing left on my heart on the break it. I mean, when I'm looking at it and I'm going through the break it, it's like I feel like I have way more break-its, but I can't name the break-its. It's just like it's just not a game that I would choose to play, you know.
I know what your break-its are. I really do, because they are some of mine. The fighting mechanic was okay, but it wasn't the best. Your break-its are the middle of the road, where you couldn't isolate it in good or bad. And they just more heavy way towards the bad, because again, this is a style game that I absolutely like. I love playing games like this. I love turn-based games as well. It just didn't flow as good as I wanted it to.
Right. I don't know that there's many on the Super Nintendo that is going to flow the way that you've came to expect.
Yeah.
Now, once again, you could say you can't get to letter C without letter A and B, and that might be what this is.
Well, I do know one that flowed really good, and that was the Mario RPG.
Well, and I do feel like...
But I think that's the thing. I think there's some people who hit it right. The others got a little too...
We group everything in saying it's an RPG. And it is, but like you can tell when you're playing. To me, Dragon View is in the style of traditional RPG for me. Even though it's not quite as traditional, but I feel like point and click RPGs is like a whole different genre right there.
Dragon View was, to me, an adventure RPG.
Like
Because you got to run around.
I think when you say RPG and you get Eye of the Beholder, you get Obidus, you get Might and Magic, like every point and click RPG is immediately to the bottom. And the action adventure RPGs. To me, it's just like you could literally just take the RPG out and say point and click.
Yeah.
And traditional RPG, and to me they're two different things.
Yeah.
So I hate to really grade them against an RPG because they're the worst of the RPGs in my opinion.
Especially in very early consoles.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And today they're probably great, you know. But these games that we're playing today that we would say is great if it was a point and click style RPG or maybe like Diablo, which I think people traditionally love. I don't know. In 30 years, people may hate that shit. You know, they might be like, how horrible is this?
Baldur's Gate 3 on PC is point and click.
And it's good now,
so
but in
fucking amazing.
In 30 years, though, they probably got some new commands and new things.
Yeah.
And you go back and you'll be like, this is fucking garbage. Baldur's Gate 3, how do people play this garbage? That's probably what's happened to these games.
They age poorly. They really do.
But to me, they're just not a game that really tickles my fancy.
No.
But with that being said, Josh, there are speed runs on this.
I figured.
And there is price charting. Which would you prefer?
Give me those speed runs.
I will go ahead and tell you.
They crazy?
They're crazy.
Okay.
So we got any percent on the MS-DOS version, and you got any percent on the Super Nintendo version.
Okay.
The rules start... Oh, to rewind it back, I'm going to criticize one more break it on this fucking game.
Okay.
That I didn't get I had to go to the world of YouTube to find. So you put your time into this game, you fucking play it, it's an RPG. You know how the fucking game is, Josh? I wouldn't know because I couldn't beat the fucking game. I didn't have the patience to beat the game.
Oh.
It shows you sitting on a fucking throne, and then it says basically you achieve this power, you're a hero, and it shows a hand come out and another hand, and they shake hands, and it's like game over.
Yeah.
It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
You can't give me just a little something here? It's like, that was some Obidus shit where it was just like the end, you know?
Yeah.
And so
that's like, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, that's very early on Dungeons and Dragons, because a lot of people now, like, in the new Dungeons and Dragons, once you hit your level cap, which is level 20, your people are virtual gods. You're literally throwing around gold like it's pennies. You have all this amazing power you are one of the 100 people in the entire world that has power to this level. You can wipe out an army of average soldiers. Old Dungeons and Dragons were like, cool, you're a hero. So instead of level 20, you're like level 5. You're like just... Think of it, an average human in that world, or orc, or whatever, half elf, your average Joe is like a level 2. And you're level 5. So you're just slightly better than them. You're a little bit more competent. But in new D&D, it's you're literal gods walking amongst mortals.
Okay.
And that's the reason why they end like that in the old ones, is because all this power you have entrusted. Thank you for saving us. You're not a king, but you're like a knight.
Okay. You're a sir now.
Yeah. You've been knighted, pretty much. That's what that boils down to.
So on the speed run, the category, it says the category rules is you must start a new party. It says you may take all the time you need during the character creation process. This is not officially timed. The timer starts from pressing the start button in character creation, and the timer ends on the final hit of Xanathar, or the trap triggered on Xanathar.
Okay.
And for some reason my computer froze up. But so there is 2 speed runs. One from 8 years ago, which is the winning speed run.
Okay.
And one from 3 years ago. And
are they American?
One is American, one is Canadian.
Oh.
And
The fucking maple leaves.
Well, the Canadian is from Alberta, Canada, and one is from California, USA. The name of the number one guy is Demon Flip 84, and the Canadian is Con, Khan, Anaphone, Anaphone, Con Anaphone.
Wait, hang on. Spell that again.
It's a capital Khan,
Khan.
no spaces, lowercase.
Yeah.
Anaphone. Conanophone.
It's conophone. It's Canada just without the D in it, pretty much.
So
It's conophone. I like that. I was hoping we'd get like Moose Trats 86.
well, the MS DOS version's got a little bit more. Demon Flip is on it. There's a guy on the MS DOS called Cube Face. And there's a guy named Jimmy Davis, 1980. I'm guessing his name is probably Jimmy Davis, and he was born in 1980.
1980, yeah.
So, the Super Nintendo version, just shoot me a time that you think.
I know how long I played it for. I played it for about an hour. And I don't think I was anywhere near the fucking end. So I'm going to assume that they done it faster than an hour.
That is correct. You would be very wise to say they beat this game in less than an hour.
Yeah. I'm going to say like 33 minutes.
I just got to tell you this. Conophone came in second and said, hey, dude, in first, says the world record is ridiculous. Nice time, Demon Flip 84.
Okay.
Conophone beat it in 13 minutes and 14
Holy
seconds.
shit.
And he said this fucking first place guy that did it 5 years before me is fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
Demon Flip 84 put in his comment, good run overall. Just nonchalant. Demon Flip
could be better.
He beat it, or he or she. Demons can be
male or female,
or non-binary, or
don't go down that rabbit hole.
Polymorphic. I don't even know what that is.
Polymorphic means you can change your entire outlook. Polyamorous.
Or Demon Flip. Now, Demon Flip. Oh, let me pull this up. This is actually good information. Conophone has been online 20 days ago.
Okay.
Demon Flip hasn't been online in a year. Demon Flip did it in 11 minutes, 10 seconds.
God damn.
So we're just going to flip over to MS-DOS. Demon Flip is number 4 on the list.
Okay.
And he said, I'm trying to get sub 7 minutes, and I can't. I'm slow on this version. He did it in 7 minutes, 4 seconds. And this is on old school MS-DOS.
Yeah.
We're just going to fast forward. This cat named Mael, Mael, from Poland. 1 month ago, he was online. But 2 years ago, he set the record on MS-DOS at 4 minutes, 52 seconds.
God damn.
So.
God. Just fucking hammering
so
through.
That has to be just like, I did watch some of the speed run on Might and Magic, and the dude knew all the code words for like the riddles or the warps.
Yeah.
And he knew, he didn't fight nobody. He just was like up, right, left. Like you could tell that it must have been on a sheet where somebody's calling off like up, left, right, enter. And that it was very
code.
Yes, it was very fucking mechanical. I would imagine that this is the same that they do not stop to fucking fight anything, and they probably know where to pick up like that amulet to get the fucking warp to the other dungeon.
Yeah,
and I don't know. That's gotta be.
Or they know the perfect team to hit, like say, one shot a boss. If you do fight somebody, it's like a quick pop.
10 minutes. I don't know that I got. I don't know. My guy's getting the goddamn sewer in 10 minutes, you know. I don't know. I started the game and went and pissed and came back in 10 minutes.
I'm still reading the lore.
Yeah. I can't figure out what the fucking buttons are. So yeah, I knew when I pulled up the second place, and the Canadian was like, the dude who's got first is fucking nuts.
Yeah.
So he must have laid down a fucking run from hell and been like, I'm not even like within a minute. I'm 2 minutes behind it.
Yeah.
I don't know. That just cracks me up.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes you just gotta give people props where
Yeah.
props is due. He was 2 minutes and 4 seconds slower than the first place person. So Demon Flip 84.
Congrats.
Hats off to you.
Congrats.
It did also say world record is ridiculous. Then it says mod edit. Nice time, Demon Flip 84. So it was edited, obviously, that comment. I would love for it to have been like, world record's ridiculous. What a cocksucker.
Yeah, what a dick.
But I know the speedrun community does not act the way that I would.
No.
But I guess I see the edit and I'm like, oh, maybe he slept on it and then said, hey, congrats, asshole.
Maybe he was one of the rare speedrunners where he's like, fucking Christ, man.
All right.
Get a hobby. Go out there and touch the grass.
Loose copy of this, Josh. There's 3 sales per week, which is shocking to me.
Okay.
So what would you...
Let me pull out my Reach for the Stars notebook.
I don't know what kind of multipliers you're going to put
I've
on.
got no
A
idea.
Dungeons and Dragons, a Beholder, fucking...
Cool-ass box.
Cool box. There's 3 sales per week on Loose, 1 sale per week on Complete, and 3 sales per year on New.
Okay.
Loose, I can give you a date.
Okay,
and
now
time.
there has been a resurgence in Dungeons and Dragons in the last 20 years, in the last 10 to 15 years.
I try to keep a lot of this fresh for me too. So like, I don't want to read the box until I read the box with you. So I'll try to pull up a picture and I'll leave it there. Same with speedrun. Sometimes I'll just kind of browse the speedrun just because I'm like,
You'll tell.
ridiculous.
Yeah, you'll tell.
So I did not pull up price charting until about an hour before you got here, so that I could look at what we were dealing with. And this was one of these games. Is like, I don't know when I pull this up, is this going to be a damn $100 game or a $10 game?
Yeah.
Like, so that's where I was at on it.
Now, I will say this: in the past 10 years, there has been the biggest resurgence of D&D art, concept, followers, and everything like that. And you can and a lot of people are thinking Stranger Things for that, because that's what Stranger Things is. Stranger Things is a D&D type show. So, I'm going to say this: a loose copy is going to be, I'm going to say $26.
You got it pretty close, Josh.
Okay.
It's $20.12.
Okay.
Which, to be honest, I feel is, kind of, I guess, to put a little spoiler alert to when we got checked, but probably accurate.
Yeah. I'm going to say,
$20 game, if you got a good game,
Yeah, that seems about accurate. So
now there's the Complete. There was 1 sale per week on Complete. But I can also tell you the manual and the box price.
that's my question. I want to know how much that manual is.
Surprisingly, because I was thinking about that too as I was talking about it. It's like, I just want to kind of see the damn book. But the manual, there's 6 sales per year on it.
Okay.
Only sells for $12.73.
That's it.
So the box, there's 6 sales per year on the manual, 4 sales per year on the box. So the manual is in more demand.
Yeah.
Which probably wouldn't be the case on most games. The box is $14.70.
The box is more.
So the real question is, could we make a living with the 1 sale per week if we piece these things together in the wild?
I doubt it.
Well, that's 52 sales a year, roughly.
Yeah.
So
maybe
if you made $5,000 on each sale, then we could retire.
Yeah. Let's see here. So overall, that would be roughly $46 for a complete if we just do the simple basic math. Do the Band-Aids smell like pickles?
Kind of feel like they do. They look like pickles. They smell funny. It is a pickle Band-Aid, but smell the wad of Band-Aids. I don't know if that's just old Band-Aid or if it smells like pickle. Like,
Do old
it
Band-Aids
either smells like bad Band-Aids or bad pickles.
Let's say, do Band-Aids pickle?
I don't know. I found a box of pickle Band-Aids that are shaped like pickles.
And
I have distracted Josh when I decided to smell them.
And they're a metal tin, too, which is awesome. And there was supposed to be a free toy inside, apparently, on the back of this
I
can.
do not see a toy. That's what had me suckered in.
Okay.
This.
I'm going to say that a complete box of this is going to be about $70.
A little bit high.
A little bit high?
Not too far. I guess it's close enough that we'll call it.
I was going to say my next guess would have been $65.
A complete one is $59.28. So by the rule here, Josh, I feel like 2012 plus $26, we could make like $10
A game?
per game for $100 a year. You can thank me later for this financial wisdom that I've been stealing. Yeah, for $100, that's, I was gonna say 2 video games a year, but the way it goes nowadays, that's 1 fucking video game a year.
Yeah.
So brand new, 3 sales per year. I can tell you what the graded one is.
There's a graded one?
1 sale per year on graded. The graded one is by far the highest.
Okay.
At $656.50.
Okay, $650.
The new one is not that expensive.
I'm going to say what's the grade? Do you know the grade?
Let me just click on it here.
Is it above an 8?
Link in new tab. That don't fucking help me.
Because that's my question. If it's above an 8, I think I have a good equation there.
So I'm not really sure how they're doing it, because when I pull it up, they're averaging. Okay, so they've got sales from 2021, 2022. So they must just be average, because some of these are very low. Like in 2023, there was a 6.5 sold for $148.
Okay.
In March of 2024, a 9.6 sold for $1,020.
Okay, so so they're taking the law of averages.
So 9.2 sold in 2024 for $375. And then March 2025, a 9.6 sold for $938. So everything other than the one outlier for, this 216 and 148 was 7.5, 6.5. The ones that are in the 9s were all, one sold for $375, the other was like $900.
Yeah, so it's all over the place.
Yes.
I'm going to say a new one then is about, on average, say, 200.
You're high.
Okay. Then my next guess would have been roughly 150.
A new one that sells 3 times per year is $98.
Oh, wow.
And 99¢, which is surprising to me.
That's very surprising.
So when I look at a loose price for $20, I feel like that's reasonable for a retro game.
Yeah.
The complete one's $60. I could understand if you're a D&D nerd.
Yeah.
$60 probably ain't shit, because I know those fucking books are expensive and your miniatures and all that.
Oh, yeah.
So $60 would be completely within the realm of adding that to your D&D collection.
Yeah.
And for $100, you get a fucking new one.
Because if you do a custom miniature to match the character that you're playing at that moment, that's like almost $80 already. And I have 3 of them.
I'm going to look at the
From the past
board,
couple
and the
years.
survey says, fuck that.
Dude, that's not even counting Warhammer. Warhammer figurines are...
I've got a whole thing of Warhammer figurines in here on eBay, because the lady was selling them, and I paid decent for them, but I opened it up and everything was still sealed except for the miniatures.
Yeah.
And the lady says, she's like, I'm an artist. She says, I love to paint, so I just wanted to paint the miniatures.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you could have probably bought some cheaper fucking things than goddamn Warhammer figures.
Warhammer, there's people that
literally
have mortgaged houses for Warhammer shit.
My Warhammer stuff is all sealed in there except for the characters, and I've got every one of the characters, and she just painted them however she wanted to paint them, you know?
Yeah.
I didn't really pay a whole lot of attention, but she painted them in the style of, but it was like But I've heard people say that people will pay people to custom paint their.
Yeah.
Either way, that's a whole different sickness.
Yeah, like one of my favorite things is Henry Cavill. Whenever he was cast as Man of Steel, what he done with his first check is he finally bought his dream Warhammer setup, and it was like almost $80,000.
Yeah, fuck that. So we're gonna rank this thing, Josh. I went ahead and ranked mine.
Okay.
I don't know how I feel about it, but I've got you. You've got your 7 games as Joe and Mac.
Yep.
Bust a Move, Tecmo Super NBA.
Yep.
Mech Warriors, Nosferatu, Bassmasters Classic, and Al Unser Jr. Now, mine's very similar to yours. I'll just go ahead and run through mine. I got Bust a Move, Joe and Mac. I think that's our difference right there.
Yeah.
I got Tecmo Super NBA, Mech Warriors, Nosferatu, Bassmasters Classic, and Al Unser Jr. This is pretty tough because we got some bad games.
We have got some bad games.
And I kind of just went with my gut on mine. And
okay.
I don't know if I'm right or not. I feel like I am, but.
Okay. So talk me through it.
All right, so let's just go ahead and say, in my opinion, Joe and Mac, Bust a Move, Tecmo Super NBA. You're not.
That's not being touched. That's not being touched.
So then we get down to where I'm like having to start thinking about things. Mech Warriors, not really my game, but easier for me to play. I'm looking at Nosferatu. And
That's
Nosferatu,
me.
so it comes down to Nosferatu, Bassmaster Classic, and Al Unser Jr. I think Al Unser Jr. was pretty hot garbage.
Yep.
And I was almost going to, I think last week was going to put it above Bassmasters, and you kind of talked me into it.
He was.
And so Bassmasters and Al Unser is there.
They're interchangeable.
So, in my opinion, even though Nosferatu was a bad game and I didn't really enjoy playing it, I feel that I could play Nosferatu more than Eye of the Beholder. So, I put Eye of the Beholder. It goes Nosferatu, Eye of the Beholder, Bassmaster, and Al Unser for me.
You're probably not wrong. And plus, I
don't feel good about slotting Bassmaster. Not that Bassmaster was good or anything, but
maybe Bassmaster Classic Pro is better. We'll figure that out.
So you did me your thinking.
But yeah, no, I agree with you on this. I was right there between Nosferatu and Eye of the Beholder. I'm giving it because of the fun bullshit that we have done with Nosferatu.
Yes.
Because we've had the jokes. And also I get the tip of the hat is that episode came out whenever the new movie came out.
Yes.
Which was really interesting.
Now, if you would have told me, hey, we're factoring in here price for the game as well, fuck Nosferatu.
Oh, yeah.
Because I'm going to pull it up because I knew Nosferatu.
It was stupid.
Expensive.
Yeah, it was stupid. But if we do that, then fucking Mr. Nuts. Fuck that game.
I also forgot one thing. Nosferatu. How do you spell fucking Nosferatu?
Nosfruto.
Nosfrotuo.
Nosfruto. That's how it's spelled.
No, that is not.
Oh, well, I'm an idiot.
Hang on, I gotta find this.
Hang on, wait. Google, tell me. Hey, try again. Nosferatu.
It's Nosferatu.
Yep, Nosferatu.
Nosferatu was $220.
Yeah.
So I also forgot this, Josh. The price was $20.12 on fucking Eye of the Beholder.
Yeah.
The question that I skipped because I think I could answer it for you. $20 game or $10 cash? Which are you picking?
Probably gonna take the game this go around.
You know, I feel like $20 is a lot for this game, but you got kind of cool artwork fighting a fucking eye monster on it, and I'm okay with that.
You also got a lot of good characterizations, a lot of customability. So, yeah.
But at the end of the day, you know, where we've got it below Nosferatu, above Bassmaster and Al Unser, that kind of just puts the style of game. because it has been the better of these styles of games
Yeah.
that we've played, but it's still not great at any means.
Yeah.
Probably not even good at any means. So, with all that being said, we got Eye of the Beholder right now out of our, 8 games. It is number 6. So, last week, I forget what you called your shot, Josh. Let me pull it up here.
I can't remember either.
I got it because I said we were going to play the best game of the season.
Oh, I said we were going to play the worst game of the season. Because we flipped it. I flipped it. So, we were both wrong.
I said banger, you said worst.
Yep.
Yeah, we were both wrong on that. So I guess just to compound on how wrong we're going to be, what is your prediction for next week?
You know what? We've had an arcade port. We've had a puzzle / bubble shooter. We've had a sports game. We've had a mech game. We've had a game based off of a book / movie TV show, whatever you want to call it. We've had a traditional point and click RPG. We've had a fishing game, and we've had a racing game. I want a platformer.
Well, that's pretty general. There's a lot of platformers. That's a Super Nintendo in its thing.
I want even better.
Okay.
We just played a Capcom game.
Okay. Well, I'm kind of going on the same.
Give me a Capcom platformer. And that's going to be Mega Man again.
Well,
I will shit my pants.
With the game, I was just going to call one game.
Okay, a single game?
And it is a platformer.
Okay.
Action adventure.
You think we're going to finally get a Mario or a DK?
No. We're going to have the tie into this game because the people who developed this...
Lion King?
I'm calling the fucking Lion King.
Okay.
And which I'm going to stand on an island and tell you from my old-ass memory that I could be incorrect. I'm almost positive I beat Lion King. I've got it on the goddamn Switch, and I'm scared to put it in.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Because I do not want to find out how bad I am.
Yeah. Because I know where I get stuck at. And it's on the song, Can't Wait to Be King.
I can't even remember. I just remember
that's where the monkeys throw you in different areas. I always got thrown straight down. I couldn't figure out the fucking pattern.
I remember people bitching about how tough it was, and I was like, it wasn't that tough. I beat it. But then I think I played Aladdin, and I think Aladdin did kick my ass.
Yeah,
it could be vice versa, or I could just be fucking delusional, and I made up a story to protect myself because it was so traumatizing, and I got beat the fuck out of both of them.
Well, see, that's like Mega Man. I could swear to you I beat all the Mega Man games all the way up to like X3.
I seen the guy that I played the first fucking Mega Man game with yesterday. Have not seen this fucker in at least 15 years. And the first thing I said is, dude, I remember playing fucking Mega Man at your house nonstop. I'm like, do you still have it? And he said, oh yeah, my kid's got the 8-bit. And I was like, what do you mean? He's like, oh, he's got that little NES Mini. I was like, no, I want the real fucking Mega Man.
I need the real.
I have the real Mega Man, but I don't care if yours has got goddamn tobacco stains or what. The one I grew up with, I would pay a king's ransom for that. Which I think the original Mega Man's like a fucking $80 game loose. But Mega Man 2 is like a damn $20 game loose, which I feel Mega Man 2 is, in my opinion, and then, my best Mega Man. That is the one.
And that's the one we played was what, X2, and it was like...
That was definitely not
the
Mega Man I grew up with.
No, but it was a couple of $100 because that was my favorite.
I don't think Mega Man regular X is that expensive. I think it's like a $20 or $30.
Yeah, I think it's like X2 or X3. That's like the most expensive Mega Man game.
So it's like Final Fantasy math, where Final Fantasy 6 is 3 and 4 is 8.
Yeah.
And all this. It's like Mega Man has got like its own math for how expensive their fucking game is going to be.
Yeah.
Either way, we're coming at you next week. It's going to be Lion King, or we're getting
a Capcom platformer.
A Capcom platformer. So we're both going to say platformer, period.
Yeah.
See you guys.
See you.